Welcome to the Moms for Wellness podcast on SM Enlightenment Radio or TV. This is a podcast for moms who are passionate about being healthy and who are leading their kids to do the same. Welcome back, Mama. Today is the third episode in our series with our fabulous guest, Shirley Amata, where we are dishing on all the tips and tricks to getting started in living a healthy lifestyle. If you missed the last two episodes, go back and listen to episodes 70 and 71 with Shirley. It's all about getting started. And then the second one is about pushing through those common pitfalls that we run into when we are getting started on a healthy journey. And so learning those tips and tricks to be able to push through and carry on the journey. So we are committed to giving you these tips and tools that you need to be successful. So go back and listen to those. But today we are going to continue further into our journey of wellness and talk about working out. Exercise. Yes, this is an important part of our wellness journey. But here's the thing, it gets a little bit sticky because there seems to be a lot of confusion about the best ways to work out. What are they? Yes, we are talking about the age-old debate between cardio and strength training. But don't worry, because my guest Shirley Amata is here to break it all down for us and demystify the debate once and for all. But I also just want to say that just know that these are general ideas. These are good things to take into account, but you know yourself, you know your own body. If you have, whatever limitations you have, take those into account, work with your doctor, work with people that know you. So this is not medical advice, but we want to give you some tried and true practices of things that you can do for exercise. So my guest Shirley Amata is here, and Shirley Amata is a health and wellness expert for over 30 years, and she's back as my amazing guest. Shirley is a NOW coach, NOW coach based in Austin, Texas, who believes in optimizing wellness through natural options. And she teaches people how to manage their personal health. She shares her experiences and educates others on the relationship between eating, exercising, and energizing to lead a life of abundance. She enjoys reading, writing, music, cooking, podcasts, power naps, outdoor activities, and spending quality time with loved ones. So please help me welcome Shirley Amata.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It is great to have you. I am so glad you're back, and I am so excited. This is so great because exercise, right? We got to do it, right?
We got to do it. Yeah, exactly. It's non-negotiable. We've got to do it. Yeah, I want to get everybody addicted, and the goal is to simplify whatever maybe it just concerns anybody has, and to just make it fun. We're going to find fun in exercise. So you brought it up. What is cardio? What is strength training? One versus the other. I think first we'll just start off with the simple definition, like what is cardio, right? Cardio is
great.
Cardiovascular. And so that just means that it's a conditioning exercise for our heart and for our lungs and for all of our blood vessels. So a lot of that is movement, always on the go. Strength, as you saw from that picture too, right? Strength is physical conditioning, just like cardio. However, this is more about the muscles being exercised and being worked against opposing forces. So more against, it could be our own body weight, and it could be opposing force of weight. And, there's so many types of cardio training. There's so many types of strength training. Do you have your faves?
So it's so funny because I think it has definitely changed over the years. And I was thinking about this, and I remember, so I was always an athlete, played on sports all through, middle school, high school, college. And I remember working out in college and, at the collegiate level, you're working out pretty hard. And I remember seeing the older people from the town would come and use our indoor track in the winter, and they would walk. And I remember thinking, I can't wait till I'm older and I can walk for exercise. That'll be so great. Here I am. I'm older now.
And we
So
can. Walking is a cardio. So the walking, the hiking, the running, the biking, the swimming, the dancing, all
yeah.
of the movement exercises are cardio. And some people probably have heard some of the catchphrases now of like circuit training and interval
Mhm.
training. So there is interval-based strength training, interval-based cardio. And with strength training, there's just as many options and variety. And whether that's you're going to lift heavy and do the power lifting, the Olympic lifting, there's muscle isolation. I love body weight training. I love using the TRX for my training. I do weight training as well. And where you can see there's a difference too in cardio and strength. Cardio is your aerobic training, which just means it's with oxygen, and strength training without oxygen. Your energy is coming from the muscle. So there's the difference there with your cardio and strength. And I always find that it's so interesting to learn a little bit more about, well, what is this doing for us?
Mhm.
Right. And because it really goes a step beyond the whole aesthetics. It's more than just losing the weight, or I
Yep.
want to get toned, maybe, right? Or I want to fit into those pair of jeans that I did 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's more to it. And I look at it. We're a society that is so quick to take drugs for everything, right? I have a sore throat,
Yes.
I'm gonna take something.
Mhm.
I have
Yep.
a stuffy nose, I'm gonna
Mhm.
take something.
Yeah.
And exercise, along with eating, of course, but
Mhm.
these are the best drugs. These are truly medicine. So
Yeah.
if we break it down and we can look at, well, what does cardio do for me, and what does strength training do for me? I love this to be a motivating factor, because it is a long list. We could probably
Yeah.
spend just 10 minutes, just talking about this. But as we said, cardio is more going to be about the heart and lungs. The strength is going to be more about the muscle. But what is also great about this is it increases your immune system. It increases your cognitive development. It increases your energy, your mood. It increases your libido. So it goes on and on. Your bone density, your balance, your postural alignment, your stamina, your muscle endurance.
So
All
if we haven't hit on something yet in this list of reasons why it's motivating to actually just get up and move your body a little bit, I don't know what we can do. Like, just trying to
right.
whack ourselves right now because
You get it.
don't do that.
And
Just kidding. You
truly,
listen.
it is that
Yeah.
stack of just
Yeah.
getting
It's
by
amazing, those benefits.
incorporating exercise into your life. So it's truly for all those health and wellness. And then the benefit on top of that is, yeah, you know what? Weight will naturally come off when you
Yeah.
combine this with eating. You will naturally build muscle. So it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be stressful to get to your goal. This can be just a real happy journey. And that's what I'd love it to be
Mhm.
for everybody. And then if you look at, what is the difference of cardio? If I do my cardio training, what are my goals? And if I do my strength training, what are my goals? Bottom line, I think we hear it and we see it all over the place. People who want to lose weight tend to focus on cardio more, and that is an option. And people who want to build muscle or get a leaner look and get that muscle tone tend to focus then more on strength training. And that is definitely a plus, because with cardio, you are going to increase your cardiovascular. With strength training, you're going to increase your muscular endurance. With cardio, you're going to improve your performance and just your movement itself. And with strength training, you're going to be able to improve your muscular strength. So that kind of hits on a lot of the goals of, if people are thinking about, well, okay, I want to lose weight, where do I start? Or I want to build muscle, where do I start? My biggest thing is to be, like I said, simplify, right? Simplify it, have fun doing it, but let's be super effective and let's be efficient. And really, the secret in this sauce, combine them. You,
Yeah.
we all need cardio and strength together. So
Absolutely.
whether you are trying to lose weight or you are trying to lose body fat, meaning that truly you're losing the fat on your body, but you're building muscle, um, we need both of these options. The one thing I would love for everybody to throw away is the scale. Um,
Mm.
we really don't need the scale. If you are especially working out with weights, as you build muscle, that weighs more. So I
Yeah.
think that it becomes, right, a frustration, because if we're so reliant on the scale, and we're so reliant on this number, and now we're working out, we're doing all the good stuff, and we're doing our cardio and we're doing our strength training, but we don't see the number decreasing as fast as we would like, we get frustrated.
Mhm.
So forget about the scale.
Did you
Um,
hear that, ladies? Throw it out.
throw it out. It's just
Sentimental.
nonsense. Nonsense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know now we have like the body fat scale. I'm a little more pro that for sure.
Okay.
But truly, if your goal is weight loss or your goal is going to be to tone, I feel like that's a lot of the goals that I get most of the time.
Mhm.
And those are associated with, once we decrease our weight, we're controlling our blood sugar, we're going to lower our cholesterol, we're going to lower our blood pressure. All of the health and wellness are tied right into it. So
Yeah.
it's a big goal, all the goodness. Small goal is that, the short-term effects. So exercise is definitely just going to key in on non-negotiable. And
Non-negotiable. Did you hear that?
yeah,
Non-negotiable.
one is not against the other. So there's no
Yeah.
fight. There's a lot of people who enjoy cardio more,
Mhm.
but we really need the strength training for the muscle
And
and the density.
And I wonder if some of that, though, is that people have just been intimidated by the concept of strength training, especially they think of going into the gym and going over to the weight section. Like, I don't know what to do with that, but I know what to do with all the cardio machines, and the treadmill and such. So I think some of that could be just intimidation and just lack of knowledge and just not having done it. So it's like, okay, then. And I love that, you talked about body
Mhm.
weight earlier. You don't even have to use weights. You can use your own body weight, and that is strength training.
Exactly. Exactly. And I completely agree with you. I think that the gyms can be very intimidating. What's nice are the classes, and now there's so many apps that, share certain things.
Yeah.
But with all of that, I throw caution out there to everybody for you to just remember that every body, quote unquote, on the body is different. And we're
Yeah.
all unique. And there really is not one program. So there's such a strong marketing concept of, oh, do this and you can lose this, or do this and you'll do this. Our bodies are made so differently. We do want to go through this process of trying a variety of different exercises. And that's truly why I say combine them, bring
Yeah.
them both together, because then you can evaluate, how does your body respond more? If you want that lean muscle, you don't want to lift heavy weights. You're going to lift lighter weights. If you want that leaner muscle tone look, you're actually going to do repeat the movement, which is one movement is a rep. So if you do a bicep curl, that's one rep. You're going to curl those arms for your bicep curl, and you would do a greater number of reps for a leaner look, meaning you would do over 12 or over 15 reps. So there's all these tricks of the trade.
Yes.
The biggest that I'd love to talk about is interval training.
Yes.
Interval training is the simplest, the most effective, the most efficient, and it gives you the diversity so that you can have fun with it. And studies now have shown that interval training will bring you 28% more results than other types of training.
That's
And
amazing.
isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need the whole full hour. So I think that's another intimidating factor, right?
Did you hear that, ladies in the back who are multitasking? Listen up. Let's
Yeah.
say that
You
again.
don't need it. Yeah, exactly. You
Yes.
don't need a whole hour. Exercise
Yeah.
does not need to take that long. If
Yeah.
you are very efficient and you're utilizing all of your energy, you can do the work in less time. It's the whole, right, work smarter. That's what we're
Yep.
doing with exercise. We can exercise smarter. So an
Love
interval training is just alternating exercises between various duration, various intensities, and various frequencies, how often we do them. An interval training workout is going to go from, let's say, upper body to a lower body. And we might decide to do an upper body workout. Let's do push-ups. And we're just going to do them for 30 seconds. And then we'll do a lower body exercise. We'll do squats for 30 seconds. Then you can take a break. You can do your favorite yoga, and then just repeat. And you're going through these intervals, repeating the frequency over and over again. So, one of the things that you can do is a cardio workout. Let's say you can do jumping jacks. We were saying that, you can, we were talking before the show and saying how we can find time to do this, right, ladies?
Yes.
If the kids are upstairs and they're doing their chores, you can be downstairs. You can be in your own workspace where you are jumping around, or you're doing your jumping jacks, and dancing. And it can be just dance for the whole song for about 3 minutes. As soon as the song is up, go to some squats or some lunges, your body weight. Go to some push-ups. There's your strength training. And then you can literally shut it down, take a break for a little while. And that could be 3 minutes of your cardio, 2 minutes of your strength. There's 5 minutes. Stretch or do, my favorite is mobility exercises, or take a recovery and then repeat that again. And even
So
if
what are examples of mobility exercises?
mobility is movement motion. So I think that some of the listeners will probably be familiar with like a runner's stretch. And so you might go into a deep runner's lunge type of a stretch and then open your arms, do a twisting motion, and then come back. Mobility is movement. Think of range of motion and opening the body up to perform better. And mobility helps with the movement between kind of the relationship between your joints and your muscles. They help, it kind of helps them to partner up better for you so that you are less likely to get an injury and you're more likely to perform better and to be successful at your exercise. So, and I find with aging, mobility is key. And mobility complements flexibility. And I think that's the term people are most comfortable with, stretching and holding a stretch. So both of those are great. But coming back to that, all interval is changing things up, moving from one exercise to another. And we can even simplify it, further with doing these interval trainings to where you could do push-ups, you could do squats, and then you could do, everybody loves them, right? The burpees or jumping jacks.
Okay, you just lost us, just lost. I'm kidding. Okay, so for
Everybody's like,
someone,
no.
everyone who knows that, it might have just turned off. But for the people that are still listening, you might have to define what a burpee is. So explain what a burpee is. For someone that hasn't been in
Oh,
a gym in a very long
that is a
time, they
good
might
one.
have
That's
no
right.
idea.
Yeah, you do. Okay, you start standing up, and then you've got to bend down. You got to go. You got to go low. You got hands on the ground, right in front of the toes. And then once you're in this low position, you got to thrust or walk those legs all the way back. So you're in more of a plank position. Some of the more intense athletes love to take it down to a push up now, and then they push up, and then you come right back up, and now you have to jump your toes back in close to your hands, and then stand up. And then you'll get some athletes too
Jump
who,
up.
yes, not only like to stand up, but jump up.
Yes.
Exactly.
See, we went from this to this. I love
Yeah.
it.
But what that does is it raises your heart rate, and that's what you do want to do. So when you're doing these workouts, and sometimes people will ask, well, how hard do I need to work out? You don't, especially when you're starting out, you're not
Yeah.
trying to go maximum. On a scale of 1 to 10, you don't need to be at 10. You can be at the levels 5 and 6, where if you and I were to get together and go walking or whatever we do, we can still keep a conversation. We're
Yeah.
out of breath and we're sweating, but that's a really good way to look at it. As you're working, you don't have to be, oh my gosh, completely out of breath. You're doing too much too fast.
Yeah.
And then,
That's really good because I think a lot of times we think, especially for people that are former athletes or,
yes,
used to like be really big into working out and then they're not so much now. And it's like, well, like, oh, well, if I'm not going to go all out, then it's not even worth it to do it. So that's such a good reminder that, it's okay, especially just starting out. Just do
yeah.
something is the whole point. Get started.
Exactly. Get started.
Yeah.
And to your point
Yeah.
in the beginning of just, what you were recollecting when you were in high school. And I remember the same thing. Walking is good. And I had just researched and read about how walking, whether it's just 10 to 12 minutes a day, makes a difference in our health. That's it.
Hmm.
Just getting up to walks. And it is okay even to split that up because I know life is so busy and it stresses us
Mhm.
out. But if you get in 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes when you get home, you've done it. It can be that simple. And this doesn't have to be daily. Pick 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even just the act of like, when you're on the phone, like a lot of times we're working from home or maybe you have this
Mm.
flexibility in the office, like walk around the office, walk around your house and like you're walking, you're moving,
You're
it's
walking,
movement.
you're moving. And that is the
Yeah.
big thing. You want to keep moving and
Mhm.
incorporate that. So,
Yeah.
it all depends on your goal, what you want to do. I recommend combining them both without a doubt, getting
Right.
cardio in, getting strength training. I definitely recommend at least 2 days in there where you are focused on strength training. If you're doing these cardio strength training combined workouts, these intervals, which really make it very productive, efficient, and you'll have fun doing it. You can mix it up. You can have one be more cardio based and then one be more strength based. And again, the duration for them can vary. You can really just do squats for 30 seconds. And a great starter for squats is pick your favorite chair, sit in your chair, stand back up again. Sit in your chair, stand back up again. Boom.
Yeah.
And there's your 30 seconds. If you want to do some leg workouts on the back of your chair, right? The back of the board of your chair, just stand behind the back of your chair and try to kick your leg up or kick your leg or tap your chair and then bring it back down again. Tap, bring it back down. Another 30 seconds. Repeat in those intervals of 30 seconds. And if you get through that 5 times, there you go. You got both your cardio and your strength in there. And again, everything and anything that you do, like you were saying, any type of movement it does, it makes such a difference. And then you just keep taking it up, progressing.
I love it. I think my favorite chair in the house just changed from the high back chair to a much lower back chair.
Much lower chair. High back chairs are good for stretching.
Yes.
Right? That's your stretching interval to get
that. Perfect. That's my stretch.
Yeah. So if you can pick like 3 days out of the week and focus on those 3 days to be intentional about how you're going to work out. And that might be, and I'm fine with a separate cardio workout. I know that people really enjoy just going out for a long walk. And maybe that long walk is on a Saturday. And then Tuesday and Thursday, middle of the week, that's where you're going to do these intervals where you're going to focus a little bit more on strength training. And ladies, this is so good for us. Combining both the strength training with the cardio, hormonal balance. So whether you are in the kind of, pre-pregnancy, post-pregnancy, right in the middle of that pregnancy, this is perfect because your hormones are out of whack. And a lot of times they're out of whack most of the time for us. And to balance out, again, this is the drug. The exercise can actually deliver you the benefits so that you're balancing out your hormones. Then your mood is better. Yeah. I mean, it is that nature's high to get out there,
That's amazing. I love it. Thank you for those tips, especially the interval training, how to do it, what to do, when to do it. Those are amazing. So we are going to go out today and go and do those. We're going to start implementing. That's fabulous.
Get started.
Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you so much, Shirley, for being here today and sharing your expertise with us. How can people get in touch with you?
I would love it if they came to visit me on Instagram. It's just @NowWithShirley. If you have any questions on this, or if you'd like one of these workouts, we kind of briefly went over some of these interval workouts, just shoot me an email at shirley@naturaloptionwellness.com. I'm happy to share it with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a wrap. Thanks for joining me on SM Enlightenment Radio or TV, or joining me on the Moms for Wellness podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Moms for Wellness podcast and leave a 5-star rating or review. It really is helpful and we would be so grateful. I'm Jenny. Have a good one.